in-game leaders, the best of the best in leadership when it comes down to these teams. Yes, this is a knife round going on. Will be able to adapt on the fly. They will be able to read into that opponent that is somehow, some way anti them out of the server and say, look, this is where we can change it just a little bit. We can tweak our game plan just a little bit and still have a functional team and a half here, much less an entire game.
Sure. Just a little bit. That's the key point.
That is the key point. And so is this key round right here. If you're on ENCE or ViCi, where do you want to start?
I think they're going to go for city side, and for viewers at home, I would advise you to look at Case with the AWP on Banana, because he's nuts, and I've seen him go absolutely crazy. He's not afraid of Banana. It doesn't matter if there's a Molotov there, he's going to go and peek you. And he's also very efficient playing defensive on the coach position. So, yeah, ENCE will have to start 100% directly, or it might go wrong.
Yeah, and I guess I can ask you along the same lines, Duncan. Tell me some players to look out for in this matchup.
Well, actually, young Sergey had a pretty good series against Vitality. His problem was some of the other players, like LXCB, obviously never turned up on Dust 2 from what I remember. I would say, since I expect, yes, Sergey is going to be good, I hope Alu turns up. Like, I haven't really seen that guy this tournament. He can be a monster. This isn't necessarily the best map to AWP on, but actually, it's one, if you think about it across his career, he always did manage to get the AWP off on the CT side. I feel as though if he can join the fray and you have Alu and Sergey, that's the firepower you need to take care of a team like this.
Okay, well, we can talk about the firepower, but really, the only power I need to hear from you guys right now is who's going to win this first map of Inferno. Let's start with you, Maniac.
I will go for ENCE.
Okay, easy. Next.
Yeah, I'll say ENCE. I have ENCE just winning the series overall. Like, I think actually, I can't predict them specifically to lose a map. There's a potential, but I'm going to say they 2-0.
Well, there is the potential, and only time will tell. And I have the fortunate news of telling you that that time is now. It's time to get us into the game. It's time to go into Inferno. It's time to bring in some fresh-faced casters here, or commentators, as they should be called in this industry. Let's go ahead and kick it over to them right now and get Inferno underway.
Thank you, Trace. Yes, we're ready to roll. This is going to be fun. ENCE yesterday completely underwhelmed, I think. That was a poor performance. The Inferno loss especially didn't really look the team that we saw in Katowice.
Yeah, and the Dust 2 one, right? They got blown out of the water
That's
right
true.
there. I was highlighting all these issues that they might have on their CT side, and we didn't even really get to see their CT side, right? So I think that is just a blemish in the sense of they'll just move forward from that. It's not the end of the world. I don't think that, look, ViCi on Inferno, we've seen their record recently, so this is the map that if they're able to take away, it should be an ENCE 2-0, but regardless, it should still be an ENCE series. And yesterday, having Alexi B underperform that badly, you know he's going to bounce back with a vengeance.
Yeah, I would expect so. It's not what we expect from him at all. X7 was still fantastic. He was, again, as Thorin was alluding to in the desk yesterday, the overperformer at the Major, and a lot of the reason why they went so far, he was sort of the one that everyone looked at as the weakest link, arguably, in the team.
Yeah.
But not at all what we expected overall. Today against ViCi, you can't have a similar performance. You got to get back to winning ways because, again, I mentioned it. The Major holds so much weight. There was such a lack of time between events at the start of 2019 because of the Major cycle. They got promoted to third in the overall standings, or the ratings, I should say, from HLTV. But do we have enough of a sample size against top teams, right? Yesterday's loss kind of highlights that maybe we don't.
Yeah, and we might have to start giving teams a little bit more time to prove themselves before we start jumping to conclusions. But with the pistol round kicking off here, Banana control has been taken relatively early by ENCE. You can see X7 on the radar, just making sure no one can push Boiler and Halls. And all four players are congregating in Banana right now. Alexi B with the utility. I assume he's going to smoke off towards CT spawn, get a flashbang in, and maybe use that grenade towards the boost position, or potentially coffins. And this hit should be going down any second now, as we can see them posturing very aggressively here.
Shots out all the way back toward the coffins. Aerial gets one, it gets dropped. It's Amin that actually gets the shot against him. Alu gets to battle, finds him in return, but holds off inside of the Ruins position. He's going to work his way all the way around with the USP. He's the first to arrive. He's got two in front of him. I don't think he's aware that Alu is on the other side because he goes for the fast reload. They knew there was one in the Ruins, not two. And Alu is just on fire. 3 kills already. His position certainly yielding the later of the two, but that position comes from sense of smarts and awareness. Sergey tries to close it out. 4 HP. Somehow can't hit it, but Alexi B is on the flank and does.
Something to note here was...
I take that back. Was he on the flank? No, he got it from Ruins door. Okay.
Just to note, yesterday we had... sorry, not yesterday. We had the ViCi versus Na'Vi game, and ViCi actually had a 12-3 CT half. They lost the pistol, and they went on to Force Buy, so there's no surprise seeing them go for the Force Buy here again. couple of key players for their CT half. I think actually Zoking was the one who was doing a lot of the clutch work in the sense of not actually winning clutch rounds, but coming up with multi-kills when situations did start to look a little bit dangerous. But we're on board with Kaze right here. Scout in hand on this force buy, wants to see if he can get any damage done down mid. 3 players in wait towards the T-stairs / base of Banana. As we get into the gun rounds, we'll start to talk about the pressure that Orman and Advent really apply on Banana as well. They tend to just want to fight that area of the map consistently. And we saw yesterday with ENCE that they struggled with a little bit of decision-making on their T side, but it was their CT side getting locked out on a couple of pistol rounds from Zywood with the Deagle. There was some mixed buys coming in from Vitality that really worked on that A site. So all in all, they battled back in, but it was the pivot rounds which went against them and ultimately lost them the game. So
Sergey with the MP5. We don't see the MP5 as much. I had a feeling that was going to happen. I think the mid-range spray is atrocious. Not so much in accuracy, but more in damage potential. It was the flavor of the week when it was introduced naturally, but it's since gone back to more of a UMP flare. Still holding toward the top side of the arch. Gets one shot out with a scout. Kaz wants more as well. He's just sitting back, being very passive, playing smartly inside of the archway. He's got the only real weapon of danger, and the tags are significant. 3 players are down to 30 HP as a result, and now the pistols are certainly menacing. They've got the opening pick, but there you go from range. Freeman finds 2. Both of those players were tagged up. The Deagle's sufficient. It's Alu with X7 that have to pull it back, but it's still only a 1-man advantage. Alu smartly will wait on the inside of the smoke. Bomb is being planted inside of A. Deep in the site, boxes open to the pits. And they've got one player already in there in the form of X7. Watch Alu. Good find. Smoke dissipating. Gets the opener. It should be the round on that, I would suggest. Not so easily, though. Alu was the other player that was tagged, so that's a clean pickup. He has 3 kills in this, but he gives away the scout again, and I think that's just how it's going to end.
yeah, good idea to hold on to this. Getting back in towards the A bomb site, regardless of the damage done to the other players in the server, and maybe the idea that, hey, maybe someone's tagged, maybe they weren't finished off. It's good to hold this through, give themselves a fighting chance going into round number 3. So ends up being able to do what Na'Vi weren't. And also on ENCE's performance yesterday against Vitality, I believe they lost their both pistol rounds, at least on some of the earlier maps. Inferno, my recollection, might need a little bit of warming up, but they've been able to weather the storm of the force buy. So Kaze will get that scout drop back over to him. Orman will continue to have his 5-7 and the grenades from the previous round and the armor. So any damage that they can do again here will help them moving into the first gun round, which will be round number 4, more of the traditional buy round that we used to know in CSGO. So making their way up again, just going to take a pick on mid, damage done with grenades and backed up to 5 HP. To be kept honest in this round, has to play more of a passive line Kaze, while Banana control again will be taken from ENCE. Bomb's been left all the way at T-stairs. So if this does start ticking down to about 30 seconds, keep note of that. Sometimes overlooked, but usually not by the teams that we credit with being very good at the fundamentals, the basics of Counter-Strike. They'll remember that. Someone at least will be keeping tabs. And I would assume that they pick it up roughly the 40-second-ish mark, or at least when a decision or a call is being made from Alexi B. So just the nades being used in the close corridors. They've also cleared out top mid right now.
Quick pre-fire check toward the coffins. Kaze solo on 5. It's pretty likely he goes down. Maybe you could argue giving Alman the weapon. He's got the armor, but it's a scout, so maybe the pistol 5-7, especially being as rapid as it is the better option for him. He sits on the other side of the arch, not showing himself as of yet, but Alu, if he looks left, Alman's on an off angle, could get a headshot out of this, and
That's
gets the
AK.
dink to start it off. AK down, Aerial turns around, knows he has to, Alman comes through, he's the one with the armor, but falls. Aerial smartly got that kill, and smartly was aware because 43 HP left for him. If he had gone down, opens up the wrap toward Library. Bomb not yet planted. It could have been an awkward situation for them, but now it's anything but. Pretty straightforward to close this out and go 3-0 up.
Yeah, the approach does look hesitant, but it's for a very good reason. This map, the close corners with the pistols, can be very, very deadly. If you don't take away too many kills at the start of the round, then you have to be more thorough in your pacing. And you can see the necessity to clear out top Banana to make sure there's pressure on B, that nobody's poking for information, so that they have to keep players over towards that B site, unless they just want to do a completely blind stack. But there, all things worked out even after losing that kill from Alu. So we're going to kick things off for the first gun round. Things to look out for here. Kaze poking and prodding with the AWP. Orman and Advent over towards Banana. They like to harass, they like to fight. We definitely saw that against Na'Vi. They were more than happy to go toe-to-toe with Zeus and co. ENCE opting to go for 5 AK-47s in the first gun round right here. Business as usual. Volley of grenades back and forth from Banana. Nobody doing anything too crazy early. Secondary Molotov there coming on in just means that ENCE can take Banana without too much pressure. But Flash is coming in. They want to fight. They want to go for the duel. And going out is Orman and Advent wide. Alu slapping them down, and Sergey with the third. That's the round done and dusted because Kaze and Freeman, they're stuck at the A-bomb site. They can't even move right now because there was still pressure applied towards mid and halls from X7 and Aerial. They did that with 3 men alone.
Yep. 2 kills for Alu again, by the way. Inferno and Alu, that's a pretty good combo. Typically, didn't really see him get off to an incredible performance yesterday. But so far, so good for his start this time. Bye. I still favor ENCE in this series. I think ViCi, this would be a pretty significant upset. Certainly on paper it is, but I think the papers might still have ENCE slightly punching above their weight. And hey, I'm all for it. I was a fan of their run at the major.
They're the best Chinese team at the moment in my mind.
Oh, ViCi.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah, I'll grant them that. I was more speaking to the ENCE side of the things, where, again, I still want to see more from them to make sure that we're going to get that consistent performance. I'm all for it. I think it's possible. I just want to see it turn into an eventuality. So 111 to 621. Or, God, I can't even say numbers. 1 to 6, that's the odds. That's the live odds. God, where's my
I think we're in China right now. I'm not sure.
Numbers. Yeah, I woke up yesterday in such a slumber from being jet-lagged. I literally, for like 30 seconds, had to think about where I was.
It's quite nice having that.
Sometimes it's really not.
Just a note, so ViCi yesterday, they were blown out of the water by FaZe 2-0 on Dust 2 16-10 and 16-3 on their map versus Overpass. So not really a convincing performance there at all. Now coming into this one here, they've gone back to their staple. They've picked Inferno. They've gone to the map that they were able to beat Na'Vi on, and clearly that's the most comfortable. And some numbers to back that up. This is the list of teams that ViCi have beaten on Inferno this year. North 16-8, North 22-20, Cloud9 16-6, NIP 16-13, and Na'Vi 16-3. So it's a pretty impressive resume.
It's a good list. Yeah, it's not bad. Unfortunately, a loss yesterday to Vitality doesn't look as good on that resume. On the ENCE side of things, for sure. Sergey, seemingly with the rest of his teammates, are in better stead today. And again, to mention it, Alu leads the way with 8 kills. The rest are all there or thereabout. Haven't had to do a whole lot yet. Alu's going to add to that kill total by getting Zoking. Apparently it's more like yoking.
Yeah.
Joking.
Yeah. Sometimes they're a bit hard. We do our best, I think, but sometimes it's just going to be a little bit too difficult to pronounce those names perfectly. It doesn't roll off the tongue in English maybe as nicely.
Today's the day with the Imba TV guys actually here that we should be getting all the correct pronunciations. Because oftentimes we debate it and everyone has a different answer. But we can get it from the horse's mouth.
Maybe we'll go talk to, I think it's QZ, Sakula are here, and Alex, and all those kind of guys. So
they've got cool sweaters.
Yeah. Maybe we can ask them where they bought them from.
Well, they have Starladder all over them. I'm sure that it's probably
the camouflage sweaters. Yeah.
Those sweaters are cool too, though. Yeah, I know the ones you mean.
I thought you were talking. Yeah, okay.
Just
I'm with
general
you now.
fashion.
Look at this, getting the bomb down with 5 seconds left. ENCE are playing a very slow and methodical approach here, and that's been the theme throughout all of these rounds.
I'm all for it going against the pistols to play that style, but it also, when you go that low on time,
risky.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't take much for a pistol to find the one kill that ends the round for you.
Sure.
You're adding a little bit of risk. You're taking a lot of risk out of it by playing disciplined in that regard, but sometimes you can overthink those. Maybe go with 30 seconds left against pistols. Do the same execution, take the same tactics, but maybe just get a little more of a cushion, shall we say.
Alu's bought into the AWP now, so he'll have a chance to go toe-to-toe in a potential duel with Kaze, who has one of his own. So this is the first gun round where everybody's had basically all the things that they need. The only real omissions on that ViCi side is one defuse kit on Advent. So if the bomb goes down, it's a post plant. Keep that in mind. But once again, business as usual. Area X7 over towards alt mid, doing their default job. 3-player pack over towards Banana, made up of Alexi Beat, Sergey and Alu, pushing back any Banana pressure. But the change for ViCi is the orb over towards top Banana.
So Sergey works back up towards Banana again. Only one AUG, seeing less of them purchased with that slight money change.
Especially on this map as well, right?
Yeah, you still need so much utility, right? The argument, I think it was Elige that made it, is like you can play angles without utility with the AUG.
I
So
agree with that
you could
sentiment.
say, yeah, you could say that you're actually still getting a discount by not needing the utility, but you still want it. Because the way you play and the way you've trained yourself to play this game relies on it. That nade is going to go over the head, thankfully, of Kaze, because he's down to 20 HP. Surprisingly, he's going to play in dark. That's risky. That's easy to throw something at.
Yeah, the Molotov potential there is huge. And the way Advent always seems to play this first orange's boxes, players team into B, he has a lot of nades that he throws from that position.
Yeah, I'm fine with this. Get out of the pillar, too, a little bit, because you give yourself the movement, right? If the Molotov goes down behind him, that's going to be a huge issue. Now, he's got a lineup on the AWP. Spraying through the smoke. Advent couldn't quite find the player that vanished inside of it. That's Sergey. He'll wrap around, hold ruins. He can watch the flanks. He can also potentially try and get toward the AWP, because Kaze gets 3, all on low HP. Finally, Sergey cuts off the rotation, and he goes down to the back of the site with the AWP. So Kaze gone means Alu can plant. And it's a 2-on-2. The AUG's still in it. That gives them some extra range, if you want to call that scope, or that scope, I should say, relevant from this range. But Alu's got one better on the AWP. Flash out, though. Blind still hits the second man. The AUG is gone. Alu's on 6. That's good enough to play bait for his teammate, and Joking's going to have to be very, very careful about finding both. Sergey hasn't really revealed his position from dark, and therefore is not detected. Easily able to pick up the kill. That's a lot of bodies in one spot.
Yeah, so that man that you talked about disappearing through the smoke was Sergey. Advent kicking himself after that, not being able to make the kill, because he was the difference maker, being able to cut off the rotation of Orman, who actually Molotov top mid and cleared it with a flash to see that he could rotate early. Got there in the nick of time, but because he couldn't actually assist his teammates, because he couldn't get there to spam through the smoke, he couldn't actually be a nuisance by any means, Kaze's hard work was all in vain. So 6-0 up to ENCE on the T side right now of ViCi's choice. They are looking much tighter, much cleaner than they were yesterday. ViCi Gaming are down to just some pistols across the board. Let's see if they can get anything done this time round. We're back to the standard hold with Advent and Orman over towards B. Close middle with Kaze and Zerking, and then Freeman in his favorite position on the balcony. Seen him do some dirty things from there, especially at the minors. It's just the same old. It feels like rinse and repeat, right? So ViCi are the ones who actually have to change things up if they don't want the same thing to happen to them time and time again. Because the same people, same places, doing the exact same jobs. Sure, they're having the different end forms to the round, but if you're just allowing them to stay in their comfort zone, ENCE are going to be happy with this. This is dry running their default at the moment. You know, they're going through the paces, using their nades. All that theory strike that they've done, it comes to fruition here. Every little bit of information that comes in, Alexi's processing it, deciding what the best decision is. And then when the kills fall, it's even easier.
X7 starts it off. Alexi B wants to be the one to crack open the B site. Fitting to his name, perhaps, but Sergey's there with him. In fact, most are. All will be soon. X7's even rotating over. Still holding bottom side of mid just to make sure no one pushes down, and they have that option. But with 28 seconds, they've committed to the take. He now waits on the lurk to catch off rotations. No kills against them. He doesn't even have to join it. That's one of the swing positions. If you're the last man back and you're waiting for those flanks, it's all great if your teammate makes success, get the kills to get in the side. As soon as they start dying, you kind of have to be there to help with the push, but he never had to leave, never needs to. With pistols against them, they couldn't find a single kill, so it's Kaze and Freeman left alive. And Freeman, he's got armor. Teammate had a deagle. He's gone. Armor might be worth holding on to at this point in time. CZ kills also build up his money a little bit more. But he would go down immediately after. And with only one kill in a trade, you could argue that $1,000 for the armor is worth more.
Yeah. People might remember yesterday, if they tuned in to watch the Vitality versus ENCE game, we were looking at that D2 game in bewilderment, right? There were so many clean rounds where Vitality were just blowing ENCE out of the water and they weren't even getting kills. Well, right now, Advent and Zerking aren't on the board at all. 0-0 and 7, both James bonding right now. You've got Freeman and Orman on 3 kills each, and then Kaze's leading the way with 4. But none of this has resulted in a round. And we were looking at how many kills they had over those rounds, you know, how many it would average out to be. Well, right now it'd be 1.4 kills per round for ViCi. 7 rounds into their map choice with ENCE on the T side. Really terrible start for them. And there's the change. There's some aggression. We finally got a little bit. They want to posture. They want to go aggressive, and that's perfect. 2 flash assists. Orman setting Freeman up for 2 big kills, and now the default. It's been destroyed. This is the more aggressive style. This is what they needed to do. And look how far Zoking's pushed. He's already going to be flanking around. Alu might not be expecting someone here already. Oh, yes, he does.
Oh, you're right. He somehow had a hunch that they hadn't covered that off the entire time, and they were already down on men, so they were going to have a lot of map control, but missed the shot. That could have changed things significantly. That opens up a lot more options toward A.
Indeed, but now they have to go B, and you can see the ViCi stack 3 players over towards the site. The only way this goes wrong is if they offer themselves up on a silver platter.
And that's all due to the push. You can rotate over, you have that extra information toward A. They've gone more passive on that side of the map now, knowing that they're pushing on a B. There's no need to be down there and get caught out. 55 seconds, still enough to create something on the offense, even from a 5 versus 2, so don't give anything away. Alexi will start off the charge. He's on full HP. Alu is anything but. He's on 18, but he's got an AWP. Did the scope show? It does now. Kaze tried to fire into it. Patience may have served him well in that situation, but not with Amon there on the rifle. All 5 staying alive to get their first round. Significant, I would say. That gives them a chance to avoid the reset, but again, it's a very different system now.
Well, now I don't think they're going to be in too many issues with their money situation, considering they were 7-0 down. That clean round is still important, but no kills for Zoking.
Yeah, it's not like it doesn't matter anymore. Clean is still good. You're still making more money back, but it's not like you can get away with losing a round now, and it's all the same, I guess.
So there were the 2 big kills that we saw from Freeman, one of the stars of this team. Able to change the flow of the game, take the fight to ENCE, but it hasn't really changed the way that they want to approach. You can still see same old, same old. ENCE battle back for banana control against Advent. And they've actually picked up a double AWP setup here, so Allman will be running one over towards the B-bomb site. We're on board with him right now, getting aggressive, picking down the line. If they don't flash this, if they don't push him off, he's going to get a shot, and he was unable to land it. He misses the second. This is absolute mayhem right now, as he will get taken down. He was given 2 freebies, 2 chances to convert. Hung out a little bit too long. And once again, ENCE go back to business as usual. Banana control, boiler and horse control, and now from here, in a 4-on-5, where do they want to end? How do they want to finish this round?
Alu waiting with the AWP just to see if anyone's going to re-peek or rotate back inside of the B site from CT. Typically at this point, you're not going to do that. You're going to... Never mind.
Maybe you will.
I was going to say you're going to go all the way back through ruins if you're going to transition, but holding just enough of a line, getting the kill. Kaze completely takes them down on that side of the map, and Alu's joined back over on A. That's where they all are with 34 seconds. Freeman's aware of it. Gone. Smoked off. Isolated to a one-on-one battle at the doorway, and it doesn't go his direction because there was a slight flash that deterred his vision. Wasn't fully blind off of it, but that allows the bomb plant, and 2 toward library. Kaze has his AWP inside of it. The third will join through the arch, and despite that he gets there to join his teammates, they make the decision to fade away, to fall back. They'll still get $3,400 because, again, it's not a reset situation. It's a 1-round, minus 1 round. How do we even say that? It's a 1-round negation? Can we say that?
We might have to come up with...
one round subtraction from 7, so you're still above 5.
It could be like the loss counter.
We need like an
down by
active counter.
1.
Yeah, there needs
Well,
to... you could literally do a money graph now.
Well, it's still difficult that way, right? Because I get what you're saying in terms... Yeah, you could do a bar graph.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which side of the money you're on, right?
Yeah.
Because the win's the win. We know what the win bonus is no matter what. And then you put the bonus in for a loss.
The biggest...
put a little plus bomb and when they get a bomb plant.
The biggest issue we had with trying to work out money graphs, at least from a desk perspective, I was trying to work out some graphics with some people, and the problem was it's like, how do you calculate... Oh, no, that's just me. Never mind. I thought the server died. It was just
well,
my connection.
You don't even need a bar graph. You could just say current loss bonus and then have the number that they're going to get at the end of the round for the team.
I think that was added to the scoreboard somewhere. I haven't actually had an opportunity to play Counter-Strike since that's been added because we've been on the road non-stop. But
yeah. It's actually really simple to do a graphic. You could even just put, instead of putting the money, because we know how that works out, maybe it's not as simple for some of the newer viewers, but you could put like current bonus 4 rounds, 5 rounds, 6 rounds, 7 rounds, and then it just take away 1 every time they lose, right? So then you can keep track that way. Almond opening it up.
I was going to say, this time around, they actually had the better of the banana battle. We've been seeing it go against them the entire time. Sergey still continues forward. He makes it look too easy, doesn't he?
Gets tagged to 42, but that gives them banana to work with and forces the defense to have to rotate back to a 4-on-4 with 1 minute and 4 to work with for ENCE. Yeah, very good position to be in. You're right, they finally contested, but even though it opened up well, it does not afterwards. Sergey Still just waiting out top banana. Alu's with him. Remember, last time Kaze did get the shot with the AWP. I think it was Sergey he found, but he's falling off. This time, they'll go back over 39 seconds toward A. Worked for them in the last round. Key kill was at the apartment doorway. They took down Freeman. This time, he's got a little support inside of the pit with him. Because I'm not joking, they've got Zoking.
Oh, dear.
Doesn't really work. Joking is kind of how
it.
I'm supposed to say it anyway, right? So when they're not good, I just throw them out mid-round. Joking's actually going to take down Aerial. Dropped after by Alu. Are they keeping track of who's normally been playing there? Because they're looking for Freeman. He's got one of return, but traded by Sergey. And either way, I think that X7 was going down because Alman was already on the flank and already at quad. That might still benefit them because Alu's in the open, wants to find the shot, tags him through the barrel. Now his teammate with the rifle can finish it, or can he? He does get the one kill, but left Alu in the open alone. Somehow he hits the shot.
Good stuff in the end there. It did get a little bit chaotic as they were wrapping onto the bomb site, but crisis averted, and now we'll
play CS, refresh, see server list populate. 1.5, man. No quick join.
Yeah, and people won't remember that we had to use cheating death as our anti-cheat back then.
I don't even remember that. I didn't play competitively back then, though, so that's probably why.
So we can still see Advent yet to get on the scoreboard with a frag. That's unfortunate, all things considered. He is the in-game leader for this team, but ViCi are able to get together another buy. Obviously, their loss bonus is maxed out. They've got the counter building up with every round they lose as well. At certain points of this game, it doesn't matter anymore, right? Even if you win a couple rounds in a row, you're still going to have the max loss bonus even if you lose. So you can start taking a couple of risks. And you talk about risks. Freeman pushed aggressively at the window room and had 2 opening kills. That is what resulted in the only round that ViCi have put on the board right here. Every other round, even though they've tried different battling formations in Banana to strangle back control, they've been unable to get it. I'm curious why they don't go for like a 3-man B lane and just absolutely obliterate Banana with multiple waves of Molotovs. We see Astralis bring 4 players over from time and they do the first set, and when they throw their set back, then they throw a second set, and that completely negates them. So lots of options that they could look to do here, but instead, simple utility usage from ENCE time and time again, walking on up, clearing it out, keeping them honest, and that means that they have no information. This is the key point here. It's not as simple as, oh yeah, they're walking up and they're getting it for free. What's that mean for the entire map? That means that ViCi have no information if it's going to be a B hit. They have to keep 2 players there, and now we can see it's going to be an A attack.
Joking still holding out underneath of the atrium. Boosted up, works for 1. It's a 2-2 trade, but Alu offsets it. He gets Kaze. X7's got to jump off the balcony and realize he's got access to the site. Everyone's dead on that initial take toward quad. First shot came out so quickly that I think Joking had to save them because they couldn't get the player on the boost to get the shot and return fast enough. Alu now waits toward Arch, and I think this is another save call from ViCi, so things going from bad to worse. It's going to be 10 already for ENCE on the T side. This is more like it.
This is easy for ENCE. I think Natu has a booking plan to get that tattooed.
Does he really?
Yeah. Bicep.
Which butt cheek?
Oh, he was going to get bicep.
Oh, was he?
Yeah. So
is that what he said?
So he could flex.
Are you being real?
No, it's April Fool's.
Okay, I thought so, but like I was gonna say like not to a tattoo, but then I was kind of thinking like I could see it maybe.
See it.
Maybe.
Yeah. If anyone's gonna do it, he's gonna do it.
Alu at 100 HP didn't make it to the corner and dies, and X7 stays alive and grabs his op. He was like 3 steps from living and just died.
All right, Matt. Do you expect right now to see a very aggressive play from ViCi, either pushing a lot of players down Banana, fighting in mid, going all on, in their face event, seeing if they can change the tide?
Well, Advent's going to have to change the tide because he needs kill. Let's see if they go aggressive. I don't know what I expect because they've done a multitude of different things. Like you said, the window's certainly an option. They've got 3 on A this time, so maybe Kaze wants to try and take a mid pick. Flirting with it. He certainly didn't have the spawn for it.
They're just doing business as usual. This time they're not even contesting for Banana control at all.
Flash. Sergey.
Okay, this is a different approach, right? See, that's... Wait, he's still gone for a deeper smoke. All right, I thought he was going to go for a close half-wall smoke. So
they knew that was a smoke, though, because Sergey looked away, and then the flash never popped. So before it landed, they realized that was going to be a deep smoke, and he just stayed forward.
And they're still in front of it, right? So there's really no fear. Because they were able to get there exactly as you were mentioning before that smoke goes off, it's not a problem. That smoke means nothing. That's just a wasted $300.
Yeah, it was way too telegraphed. The second he saw that go in the air and didn't hear the detonation, he was like, oh, that's a smoke. Just get up here, boys.
When you get Banana for free this early, you know, it's always theorized that you should just execute onto B, because there can only be 2 players there, right? If they're playing a standard hold, which we consider they are, if you get it that early, that quickly, without having to use a lot of utility, you just whack in your execute. You have full nades. If they try and Molotov you off, you can smoke it out. The flashes can keep coming. The rotation's going to be quite late. But now that we trickle down to 45 seconds, that option becomes less and less.
Well, in theory, it becomes less and less. We still see it as the same, but we see all they don't. And that's because we can see that Kaze stayed over toward the arch. He's got the AWP. Hasn't really been presented too many options toward that arch position with the op. This time he's going to get aggressive, but nearly. He should have just faded all the way back. I don't know what he stopped for. Nearly got away. Aerial just catches him in the open standing there. Maybe he misread how close they really were. Advent, meanwhile, back over toward B, and the wrap through CT. That makes things super awkward. Almond's not directly in line of sight towards CT, and that's going to give him 1 kill, but his teammate in behind Orange's 2 is, and that gives him up to X7 and Alexi B. I don't think our Imba TV commentating is really like that.
No, they didn't like
very
that.
disappointed by that.
They seem a little bit invested in that round, and right now Zerking and Banana, this retake, I would say is difficult, and he has the same thought as he's going to saunter on back down. Banana has the AK-47 in hand, which he likes to use more than any other weapon. We saw him picking that up over even the AWP to give to Kaze on certain occasions yesterday. They were beating, sorry, the day before. They were beating Na'Vi quite easily, so there wasn't any need for him to get the AWP. It wasn't a matter of economy. It was merely a matter of preference. So let's see if in the last few rounds of the game, now that he's picked up an AK-47, if he can do any more damage. And if they're going to throw a different look at ENCE. Because so far it's just been the same old. You could honestly put me on loop right now and you wouldn't know any difference. So here we go again. Max loss bonus. Guns will come up. Will the approach be different?
It's going to need to be. It's going to need to be. And so far out of the spawn, it seems similar. 3-2 split.
Exactly the same. ENCE is doing the exact same.
Bit more nade damage, but still, look at Alu. He's just like, all right, I know what you guys are up to. I know what you're playing. Rushes up, good smoke, because that was a kill. Freeman was about to peek that.
They've got Banana control this time, though. Sergey's going to push straight through. Orman will take him down, and this time they actually want to really get stuck in.
Decent response to knowing that Alu got aggressive in mid.
One less man to fight for Banana control, right? So take that dual 2v2. Will get away with his life. Has upgraded to an AK as well. So this time round...
Yeah, that's risky. Turn around and spray the smoke with 21 HP. If you had an A1S, maybe. You have the man advantage. There's no need to stick to that. Almond on 21 is still going to be the aggressor in the B position. Has support from Advent, who has a flash. Damage, but Joking waiting on the inside of the smoke. Alexi got pulled in, baited toward the library position. It's a 2-man advantage. It could be 3 because X7 jumping out from the apartments get caught from inside of the site. Aerial, though, turns that around. And they're only down by 2. I was going to say 1, but Joking found Alu and the bomb. Story, children's story. Alu and the bomb, but it's Joking that gets Aerial down, and finally ViCi find his second round.
Well, ENCE have built up an enormous bank, so they're going to be flush for cash in the last 2 rounds regardless. Let's see now if they want to go back to fighting for Banana, because ViCi this time round pushed all the way down. As we saw, that opening kill from Ormond was one of the keys to success there. Just a bit of a secondary stream update while we're at it. It is MIBR taking on the likes of NRG. Tarek up against his old team. They are playing the opening map of Inferno as well. And the scoreline right now, after an 11-4 first half to NRG, is 15-5. NRG about to close things out over there. That's passed by Scrawny and Launders. Now, did see an opening kill go down. Alu has been taken out of the equation. And yet another opening kill for ViCi. So 2 rounds in a row here, they've been able to set the pace. And that has been a key element in them winning both of their rounds. They did find the opening kill with Freeman getting flashed out second mid window, and obviously Orman and Banana previously. So this time round, ViCi get a chance to settle. Play more of a default style.
Timing from Joking. Aerial gets caught in the middle of nowhere. Just thrown a nade. X7. Still trying to work out from Boiler. 2 men to take B versus 2 men inside of the site. ViCi certainly in a good position. Sergey's going to want to be the first to go, but the smoke down, 45 seconds, that buys time, or does it? Sergey wants to go through. Flash waiting to be bounced out from Orange's 1, and a rotation already in place from Joking. That's success from Kaze the first time. Joking gets both, though. He's waiting the whole time to get through that smoke, and when he does, it's 2 in a row for ViCi. I almost said that. It's 2 in a row for ViCi.
Yeah, it just feels so unusual at this point, thinking that ViCi could be stringing rounds together because they have been destroyed in this half. Their map choice hasn't looked competitive at all in the majority of these rounds. There's been some closer moments, sure, but ENCE have always just come out on top when they've had the number advantages, just trading 1 for 1, doing the basics well. Appears for a lot of the rounds there that they were just doing the same strat, banana control, alt mid control, and go from there. And once more for the final round, round number 15. The first half, they'll do the same thing. This time round, though, the changes come in from ViCi. They've lent 3 players over towards banana. Advent, Orman, and Zoking. Zoking's already rotating away, so Sergey we've seen him in this position time and time again. This isn't anything new. Now they're going for control. Nade splashes come on through, and as both teams actually want to jostle for position, they're being kept at bay by the utility. Sergey will eventually get Molotov down, so coming out on top early is ViCi, but ENCE aren't giving up this one. They want to continue forward. Alexi B is going to take down Orman, and now the pressure's on Advent. Will they scuttle forward quickly? Flashes keep coming. They want to push.
Advent waits. New box position. Flash is over. Smokes down CT. Kaze flashes that just to buy time. He's not actually going to push off the back of it. Instead, with the AWP, wants to go to caskets, but this is a fake. X7 has Arch. He's got the whole map to play with. I suspect they're going to go A because all 3 come to top mid. It's not like they're waiting for a split toward B. Instead, he's just going to flank, lurk, and hold. Decent little crossfire position. Are they going to go back? They might. He's gone so far into CT. I mean, they've got the option. It's up to really X7 on what he wants to do.
Is Advent looking towards city spawn right now? He must be. They have to know that this position of the map's open, so this duel right here is basically the round. Do they want him to go first contact? Yes, they do. He's jostling. Now they know that's open. Kaze has to be worried about the rotation. Oh, he's still going to get the kill from Banana.
Advent's still a new box. Kaze misses a shot, but he gets another crack at it. Kaze and Advent able to collect, and it's Aerial getting both back. How does he find the second? Time to plant the bomb as well. 1 from Banana, 1 at CT. They have to go together, but they're not. Joking. He baits out a shot. Knows he's low on HP, and that's good enough. Joking is going to collect.
Oh, Aerial's aim felt like it was on point there, and he was just going to continue to rack up the kills. In the rounds on the board, Matt, have gotten the commentators from China relatively excited. They're getting loud and proud, and hopefully ViCi are doing the same. I heard from Striker X. Those of you who remember 1.6 back in the day, Striker X is a Singaporean 1.6 player. He also played in the CGS against me back in the day. And he's here now. He works for Zowie. And he was saying that these guys are crazy in the booth. They're super loud. Their communication is very chaotic, very passionate. Whereas on the ENCE side of things, one would imagine that it is quite calm. Advent ended up finishing the half with 2 kills to his name.
Yeah, not great, but they get 4 rounds. That's a lot better than 1.
Yeah, 3
they
in a
were
row.
sitting for a while. That's certainly true. Finally, things going in their favor at the end. And those 3 rounds in a row as well, remember, you avoided a reset to keep the bonus. You could argue that they wouldn't have had the money to do that if not for the new system.
Sure.
So there's one case study out of the way.
Yeah, I think it's good because especially like on the CT sides, right, getting reset either halfway through a half or late towards the end of a half is never ideal because you're screwed for the entire game. But still getting lots of sample sizes of how it all plays out. We've got Advent with a little bit of utility, smoke and flash. On the other side of things, a smoke for Alexi B, and he's actually dropped a CZ75 across to Aerial.
Gets that raid boss.
Great position for it too in
The
halls.
Superman strat.
He's actually going to get a chance to use it here, Matt. This could be a blender.
It was 1, but it's only 1. Not a lot of ammo either, so even if he got the second, he would have been done for the 3rd. Freeman adds back. Ali gets... Whoa! Turns around, and Advent is found! He was absolutely outweighed and outmeasured in the doorway, but somehow reactions go supreme for Alu. As Freeman rushes back to make compensation by getting the bomb down. It's a 2-on-2. They're going to wrap in from both directions. 7 takes the apartments, but Alexi B takes Kaze inside a pit, and they should suspect that the second is in the sight. Smoke down, gap to work with. Freeman wants to get aggressive, perhaps use that smoke to deter vision from the second player who's behind. Now that works in his favor because he's vanished. X7 knows where he's gone, but not where he is, and he's going to come back in. USP still in a chance to win it. Freeman trying to find the opening, has to fade away. And toward the arch, he's got it. Draws X7 near, and he closes it back. Well,
Damn.
Imba's loving it.
They're excited. Alu gave a whole new meaning to put that one in your pipe and smoke it right there as he's put the barrel down the throat and managed to get that lovely kill, but wasn't enough. ViCi will pick up the pistol, and they're going to continue their streak of rounds right here. Carrying on from the last half, they're up to 4. So they want to bounce back, they're going to have to do it in the most difficult of sides, but we've already seen what ENCE can do on their T side with the rinse and repeat. I don't think ViCi are going to get the same option to do so. ENCE are going to keep this one conservative. Just a flash in Alu's hands. Alexi B is going to get the cheeky Zeus. Maybe we'll see that one come into play. Everyone else is just sticking with their starter pistols. 7, the only one opting to go for the P2K. Everyone else on the side's USPs. And then over on the ViCi side of things, 2 AKs are up. UMP, MAC-10, and the Scout. So it's kind of like a mini gun round when you think about it, right? Like having a Scout is obviously, you trade that out for an AWP. You've got a couple of UMPs there to supplement. It's a banana push off that flash, so they get a chance to get too much done. Standing with the AK, Freeman and Advent combined for 3 big kills. Finish off Alu there. That's leaving it all on Aerial. Over towards the A bomb site. They should plant the bomb on B momentarily, and then he's going to be left with not a lot he can do. But they will be going for the gun round next round, so...
How does the man in the moon cut his hair?
How?
He clips it.
Oh dear.
So anyway.
That's why we need a live band.
Just get the... We just need a drummer, really.
Or just the soundboard.
Yeah, that works. Replacing humans with robots.
The technology
usually
is
the way
there.
it goes. Ariel wants a kill. He's not going to get it. Almond with the MAC-10 able to spray back. Scout for Kaze still in play. ENCE halted on 11 rounds. 5 in a row now for ViCi, but 2 really because the half resets everything.
Just to make a note here, you can see that Ariel and Sergey have bought into head armor, and normally you'd hear us go, oh, why are they doing that against guns? Well, if you're new to Counter-Strike, you might not realize that the MAC-10 and the UMPs, they make the heads a little bit more squishy. So you need to get that head armor up. We'll have the glass cannon on Alu as well. Lots of compromises being made as a very fast banana take is coming on in. A lot of pressure applied on X7 over towards this B bomb site. Gonna pick wide as, while Alu will get Orman, maybe being a little bit lazy with the clearing of that corner. That's going to give a freebie right here to ENCE as they go up 5-4 quite early. Repositioning now, ViCi have dropped all the way back. They've given up banana. Little to the knowledge of ENCE, who have actually rotated a 3rd man over. So the man in question with the opening kill, Alu, is now on the B bomb side, and we're going to watch ViCi walk on over towards A. They need to get control of Boiler. They need to get control of Halls. That's going to take them time because they can't be lackadaisical about how they clear these positions. Advent looks like he wants to call an explosion out of apps here because the in-game leader will tend to be the one to do the grenade work. He knows what he wants thrown, so he's allowing Freeman, Zerking, and Kaze all to go through apps. That means Sergey and Ariel are going to have to defend here.
Sergey is inside of hit behind the wall. He'll work off the back of Zerking getting the opener. Uses that to his advantage, but that information only yields 1 kill. Freeman gets him back immediately. ViCi starting to get some legs. 11-7's a scoreline they can work with, certainly. Alu wants to do everything he can to slow that down, but will he go? AWP in hand, no kits. He's a glass cannon. Pre-firing even inside a Boiler, hoping for the best. Kaze should spot 1, but X7 somehow gets the shot back onto him. Remarkable shot at that, and that should be the key to go. He was the further one up. He somehow got it through the smoke. Alexi B's going to close Freeman. How do they pull that back?
Yeah, yesterday they had a lot of trouble actually retaking this A bomb site specifically against Vitality, but here they've done it without a kit, without too much utility. The defuse will come in from X7, and that's a big round for ENCE to sneak away. Talk about making the best of a bad situation. ViCi, after losing that early man, after using a lion's share of their utility just to get banana control, used very little to just explode, and they destroyed Sergey and Ariel over towards that A bomb sites. Got the bomb down. So all things considered, a relatively good round from them, even though they weren't able to post it. And here they'll go back in with another buy. The only person yet to have a weapon in hand will be Kaze, who has a CZ75, and depending on which part of the map he goes to, it still can be very deadly. There'll be a 3-man B lane coming in right now from ENCE. Sergey, X7, and Alexi all over towards this part of the map, and they have to deal with Zerking on top of the logs, using the smoke as his advantage. Grenade will land, he'll get a bit of damage back, and lucky to get away with his life after continuing forward with the spam was X7. So they go for the banana pushback map, but then they leave it quite quickly, whereas we notice ENCE, they go and be very thorough, and then once they push them all the way back, then they leave it. So it's a bit of a contrasting approach here.
Oh, he nearly got a double on that. I was waiting for it. They lined it up, but the blindness took away the opportunity, but he's got another, dropping back inside of the site. Somehow only gets one. I thought the second one was going to be on. Now the chance for the plant, it's still a 2-on-2, so ENCE can make do on this.
No kid again.
No kid again. Was there not one bot, though? There should be one down to the site somewhere. Surely they can pick one up on the way by. It's not on this corpse. There's money enough for Ariel and Sergey, and for Alu. The three who were successful in the last round. Freeman waiting in Graveyard, watching the flank behind at the door. There is going to be a flank, but it's not going to come from that angle. It'll be slightly lower, and now it's a problem because Alexi B has got the shot, and that means they have to be, quick do it. He knows where both are, but can't control the spray. X7's going to get it back in time. He has picked up a kid as well, no problem. The first kill made it almost impossible inside a Graveyard. He would have had to catch them completely unaware. They got closer. If he came on the long side around the box, easy trade, but that was a little hairy.
Yeah, credit where credit is due. ViCi are doing a fantastic job at swarming here. After they put a lot of pressure on one side of the map, they've done this 2 rounds in a row. They've just exploded out, and they've actually traded in number advantage situations, right? So they've gone in the round before, they were down a man. They still made it a very, enticing round. The same thing here. It's just these post plans where it seems to fall apart. They've gone all in this time round once more. That plan has given them a bit of a buoy of economy so that they can buy on up. 3 UMPs and AK-47 for Freeman. Zoking with a Tech 9, so it's definitely scrappy. But it's still threatening with the idea that they can have all 5 players on your position running you down at any moment. Ball with Alu over towards the arch side here. AWP in hand. Utility being dispersed out now. He has a lot of work to do.
Sergey does all of it, looks for the 4th, and he's got that as well. For the ace, Ariel gives him the assist even, lets him drop out of range. Sergey gets all 5. Beautiful spray down, 14-6 for ENCE.
That's where your teammates at B are like, was it an eco? And you're like, nah. They all had head armor. Then the realization that normally their money would be screwed comes into play, but
yes,
not the case here. As
no.
3 in a row. Able to get decent-ish loss bonus, but still one that keeps them humble enough where pistols are the only option. So 15 should well and truly be put up on the board from ENCE here. We do move forward to Train as map number 2. That is the choice of the Finns. Mirage was removed from the pool from them. And
yeah, actually, really cool addition to this graphic and overlay is underneath the minimap. It gives you the 3. I think that's brilliant because that's never been added, and it makes it just easy to keep track of. Alu takes down Milking. Alu's looking for more, and he's got that. He might even find a 3rd somehow. He can get taken out by Advent, who's on a fraction of HP. Questionable. Yeah, Alu. It's the mouse guys that there's hair. There's a dog hair in there. That's my excuse because Jaden's hair is everywhere. So every time I miss, it's Jaden's hair, you know. Can't even be mad because she's just so lovely.
I don't know how I feel about having like an animal's hair over all of my things all the time.
Yeah, when I first started traveling for esports, I came to the realization, I was like, why? Like, you get to Europe and everyone's black. Black's pretty common. I was like, why do I don't know black? So I bought a bunch, and then I went home, and I was like, oh, yeah.
This is why.
That's why I don't own black. I am wearing a husky now.
Last chance saloon here for ViCi Gaming on their map choice. Remember, this is a 1-1 matchup going on right here. Both teams did falter yesterday. And a nice trade there towards Apps. If Ariel can get back without being chased on down by Zoking, he'll have done well, but he wants to aggress forward. He wants to aggress more, and he's going to be punished for it.
Yeah, Ariel didn't need to do that, knowing that they were in there spraying in. Is that not information enough? You could slip away and stay safe back at the balcony. X7. He's at the half wall at Banana. I know walls look similar. Sometimes you got to look at the minimap to find out where they exactly are. That leaves Alexi alone on A.
I like this call, though. Obviously, it's a gamble to be playing 2 members over towards the B-bomb site, especially knowing that A has been blown wide open, but it's the right call. Look at this. They're coming on in. X7's close position.
That's almost why you do it, though, right? You get 2 picks on A. You think that they're going to rotate. They don't, but Alu, big miss. Oh, no, it's all whips. Oh, is it? Is it somehow X7? He quick switched to his knife, though. He didn't know the pistol was not on his last equipped weapon, and therefore potentially cost himself a chance, at least, for the 3rd.
That made me squirm, but neither team getting the better of that situation. Now it's back towards A. They're going to smoke off towards Alexi's position. If he can shoot through the smoke here and get some kills, yes, he will. That's 1 down, 1 more to find, but the bomb, the avenue over towards the side. Advent will have a chance to plant. Has a bit of utility so he can reposition after it goes down, but Alexi, he's trained. Molotov will land, and Just going to buy just a little inkling of time here. If this smoke fades and Alu stays... Oh, okay, easy as that. That's it. It fades. He's looking right there. Bang, the ult comes through. Defuse will follow any moment. And that is the first map very easily for the Finns here. So, we've had a couple of whitewashes.
In style, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely we have. And this is certainly one of them. That does answer back for some of the performance yesterday on Inferno against Vitality, where they lost 16-13. Gives them the first map. We go to Train next, and I think that ENCE could take this 2-0. I'm just going to say it now.
Yeah, I think, a lot of the things that the Des touched on about this team, being new to the circuit like this, playing a lot more tournaments, especially at high caliber, and then you've had such high highs of playing in a major grand final. Maybe sometimes you just need a little bit of fire in the belly to get you back on track, and it appears that loss yesterday has done so because this is a commanding victory.
That's an astonishing victory, and proud of them I am. These young men that continue to improve. If it weren't for Alu, their average age would be so low.
Like 12.
Not that low, but,
close enough.
The crazy part is the average age of Astralis is still, I think, lower because of Alu bringing them up above it.
Yeah, they're all quite young over there, and they just seem to win everything. But that's it from us until we come back after the analyst desk. Stay for the break, stay for the desk, stay for us, stay for the Counter-Strike.
Cool, right? Want to know where I got it? Well, look, go to cs.money. It's a trade platform and a marketplace at the same time. Just choose, click, and get. Good luck, bro. I'll take that. Yes. Hells yes. Oh, armed and dangerous. Oh, hell yes.
Hellcase. Big update and new features in the case battles. Updated and convenient interface with new options. Up to 4 users can participate in one battle now. Create and customize your battles, any number and any type of cases. Choose the number of participants and invite your friends with a unique link. Watch the best drop and win everything. Don't miss epic battles on Hellcase.